I'm so glad you could make it. I'm so glad you accepted my invitation to our hideout. Hope it's been a good day for you so far. It has. Good, good. So welcome to the Rogue Chameleons hideout. So I understand that just a few days ago you met the main chameleons and they tried to convince you to join their cause. Well, I think it's important you hear or the Rogue Chameleons side of the story first. So to summarize, the main chameleons have infiltrated your world, your governments, your society. The chameleons can take the shape of any human, the form of any human. We're actually an extraterrestrial alien, reptile-like race or species, but we can take the shapes of humans, like I'm doing right now, and the main chameleons have used this shape-shifting ability to fool you humans, infiltrate your society and try to control your society. They claim to do so in the name of peace. They claim they want to help you with your environment, with helping you with combating climate change and stuff like that, and helping humanity with the future, with making sure that you humans can deal with stuff like overpopulation, resources, and to say you name it. But remember, if you accept the main chameleon's help, you're also accepting tyranny. The main chameleons do not respect free will or individualism. They don't respect an individual's right to freedom. We learned that the hard way on our world, or home world. So, welcome to the Rogue Chameleons hideout. I am one of the Rogue Chameleons. As you can see, I am also in human form right now. We have to do that to combat the main chameleon's influence on your world. On our world, we, the Rogue Chameleons, during the Civil War, about a century ago, tried to stop the main chameleons from taking over everything. We failed, but still to this day, we try to, those of us who are left, try to oppose them. We try to restore freedom to our world, the freedom to choose our own future. The main chameleons believe that only through controlling society and individuals can we ensure a fair future, but we, the Rogue Chameleons, believe that only through freedom can there be a good future, and that yes, we know where our risks. We know there are risks by letting people choose their own paths. It can lead to greed, to self-destruction, we know. But we also believe that freedom, the freedom to make our own choices in life, is worth fighting for. So still today, the rebellion exists. It may not be a war in the same way anymore, but the rebellion exists. And for that, for us choosing to fight on the side of freedom, our governments calls us for terrorists, assassins and saboteurs, just because we choose the side of freedom. Yes, we've done things which we maybe shouldn't have done. We've done actions which maybe has sometimes hurt people, and we're sorry for that. But the main chameleons have hurt a lot of people too. They're not saints. They're not saints. So our actions is just a response to the main chameleon's tyranny and oppression. Anyway, you're here because you wanted to hear our side of the story, and now I've just given you our side of the story. You know, Still to this day the main chameleons hunt us wherever we go. And we're not trying to help you avert, avoid the same kind of autocracy and oppression that has occurred on our world. We the rogue chameleons are you, humanity's allies, because we want you to have the freedom to choose your own paths and not have it forced upon you. Anyway, I have to make sure you're not a spy for the main chameleons. As I just said a few minutes ago, we the chameleons can take any form, any human form, and because of that I have to make sure that you are not a main chameleon in disguise, sent here to spy on us. So, I brought a pen, and you may have seen this pen before. We chameleons are good at disguising ordinary objects in your society. So this is a pen. It looks like an ordinary pen, but it is actually a pen that when I use it to poke your face very gently, very, very gently, you won't feel a thing, I promise. It reveals if you are a main chameleon or not, because if there are a few waves in your face, then I will see if you are a main chameleon or not. So you see, when this pen touches the face of a chameleon, it sends ripples and waves across the face, but if you are a human, it will do no such thing. So this is just a check to be certain that you are who you seem to be. Please be still and calm as I poke. Okay, relax, please. This is painless and completely harmless, so just relax. Good, very good. Good, okay, good, very good. Proud of you. Good, 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 good. That's good. Just a few more and we're done. Good. Okay, I can see you are who you seem to be. You are not a chameleon, you are a human. That's good. That means you may be open to hear or the rogue chameleon's side of the story. Yeah, and we call the rogue chameleons because, well, that's what our governments labeled us. The government in our home world calls us rogue chameleons because we fight for freedom and for the individual's right to choose their own destiny. Anyway, we should be called the freedom fighters chameleons or something like that, but, well, but I guess the rogue chameleons we just have to do for now. So, we're going to break into the main chameleon's base here on Earth and steal a valuable item we believe can turn the tide of this rebellion. There's a war brewing between the main chameleons and the rogue chameleons, and with this item in our possession, maybe we, the rogue chameleons, can turn the tide in our favor. I don't want to be too specific about what the item is, but it's sort of thing which allows us to tap and hack into the main chameleon's plans for the future. I hope you can be a valuable asset and help us in obtaining this item. So, by the way, I brought with me a companion today, Robodog, as you humans will call it. So you see on our world, the chameleon's home world, a few centuries ago there was full climate disaster, so a lot of animals and stuff died, went extinct. So because of that there are a few animals left on our home world, but not a lot. And those we decided to instead start to produce robo animals. they have sort of become the chameleon's best friend. This is my pet robot dog. We're not going to turn it on because he's kind of noisy, so we're not going to turn him on. Isn't he cute? See, it's a robot dog. Yeah. So, yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's not dormant state right now, but yeah. I think he wants some sort of synthetic food. They eat what you see. Yeah, you're happy. Good. Okay. Oh, sorry. Goodbye. Okay, that was to him, not to you. Yeah. Anyway, you seem like a nice person, and I hope you can help us. Oh, you wonder what that is? Okay, it's a horrible plant from our homebird. You know, that thing has killed a lot of species. You know, about 150 years ago or so, on our homebird, that plant you see there, it mutated. Yeah, it mutated. And it started to grow all over our homebird. And it's a terrible plant. It kills people. Like, yeah. It releases these fumes into air. Thankfully, the government at the time had the sense to restrict and eliminate most of the mutation plants and managed to contain it to a few areas, which still, as of today, are unsafe to travel. But at least we contained the threat. So, that plant, if you see that plant, stay away from it. If you ever were to have the opportunity to visit our homebird. But you know, I've chit-chatted enough. It's time to break into the main base. And that's why you're here. Have you been to the main chameleon space? You have. Okay, and let's go over now. And let's find that item. Okay, thank you. Good. Well, let's go and lead the way. Okay, we're here. So, well, we're in the main chameleon space. You were here a few days ago, weren't you? Well, and we managed to avoid the security systems. We managed to break through them. Hopefully, the main chameleons are none the wiser, and hopefully it will take a few minutes before we realize there's been a break. Thank you for helping, by the way, I appreciate it. Okay, let's check if there are any items which may contain the secret weapon. By the way, I found a flashlight here at the base. Do you know what this is for? It's a flashlight. You don't? Okay. Yeah, strange. I wonder why the main chameleons are like a flashlight here. Anyway, let's check. Okay, and you can help me. You know, that Candyman over there looks a little suspicious. Let's check it. Yeah. Do you think the Candyman could be the secret weapon? Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems a little out of character for the main chameleons to use a candy box, man. Yeah, I think they'd use something else, don't you? Yeah. Maybe the tomb interrogators. Oh, you know what? The main chameleons love history. There's a depiction of the Eiffel Tower there. Of the Eiffel Tower in Paris of your word. Maybe that's where they hit it. I'll check. Well, the real chameleons have very good eyes. I couldn't see any hidden compartments or any hidden places in the structure, stuff like that. So we'll keep looking. The two Christmassy winter figures, you know, it's not Christmas now, so that seems a little out of place, you know. Maybe it's inside those figures, you know. Let's check. No, do you think it could be in the chest, in the skull chest? Yeah, you're right. You know, why is there a skull chest there? A little weird. I mean, it doesn't really fit with the rest of the bookshelf, and like, it's kind of creepy. Like, why is it there in the first place? Let's check it. scary stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's check. Open it. Let's hope there are no skulls. Let's hope there are no skulls or dead things in there. You know, it's kind of like I'm kind of nervous opening this chest. Yeah. I hope I don't find a finger or something like that in here. Oh God, it's really dusty and kind of gross in here, but wow, it's the secret weapon. We found it. We found the secret weapon. Thank you so much. Now let's get out of here before the main chameleons discover what we've been there. Come on, let's run. Halt, stop right there, you've just been caught in breaking and entering into a highly classified base belonging to the main chameleons. Hey, I recognize you. You were there a few days ago, we talked. So you're helping the rogue chameleons now. You're helping what they call the rebellion. Well, you know what, in light of these dire circumstances, and seeing as you're caught, and you're not going to actually get to go anywhere right now until I have cleared you, well, we have to do a certain check to make sure you're not actually also a rogue chameleon. We checked you a few days ago, but I want to be absolutely certain. But you're not a rogue chameleon who has fooled us, played and tricked us. Yeah. So yeah, and don't even think about trying to run, escape, or any stuff like that. This facility is full of guard. Your companion, the rogue chameleon, may have managed to escape and evade, but you won't. So, well, I guess you're trapped there for now. Anyway, let's check if you are who you seem to be. And yeah, and I advise you to cooperate, by the way. Things will be much smoother and easier for you if you do. If you try to resist or any foolish stuff like that, and things can quickly get a little more unpleasant. And that's not necessary. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this flashlight and shine the shapes of the flashlight on the wall, and you're going to follow the shapes, and from the reaction in your eyes I'm going to see if you are a rogue chameleon or a human, because my reaction today depends exactly on what you are. Okay, if you're not a rogue chameleon and you are actually a human, then it is best for you to cooperate, and then there is still yet hope for you. Okay, so follow the flashlights on the wall and relax. It's a harmless process. I promise I won't harm you. Okay, so relax and follow the shapes on the wall. I'm going to turn off the light so that it's easier to see the shapes. And follow the shapes on the wall. Very good. You're doing very good so far. Good. Slower and more gentle shapes, eh? Yeah. Good. Very, very good. You're doing like absolutely great. Wait, okay. I have now made sure you're not a rogue chameleon, but a problem remains. You just helped the rogue chameleons gain their hands on a secret weapon, a very destructive weapon. I don't know what the rogue chameleons told you, but I suspect they haven't been entirely honest with you. They told you about humanity's freedom and the fight for free will, didn't they? For the individual's right to choose, for humanity's right to choose their own path. That's what they told you. Yeah, well, the rogue chameleons are not entirely trustworthy. It is true that we, the main chameleons, seek to control your word, but we do so in your best interest. We do so because we want to help humanity with problems like climate change, resources overpopulation. We're offering our help so that your word does not end up like our word. We want the best for your word. We want your word to have a future, a good future. But if you choose the rogue chameleons, if you help them, they'll do the same thing they did to our world when we unleash chaos and war and suffering. They're terrorists, okay? And all we want is chaos and destruction. That's the cost of their so-called freedom. With us, we may try to control your systems, but we'll make sure humanity has a good future and we'll make sure it's a peaceful future. The rogue chameleons, on the other hand, they will destroy human civilization like they did the chameleon civilization. They unleashed a devastating civil war. About a century ago on our world, a war we're still recovering from. And they'll do the same thing to your world if you help them. Yeah. That weapon you stole, that weapon you helped the rogue chameleon steal. It's not just a weapon hacking into systems like I'm sure they told you. It's not just a weapon which they believe can turn the tide of the war. It's a weapon which can destroy entire cities. And I'm sure you wonder why we had that kind of weapon in the first place. Sometimes we, the main chameleons, have been forced to do unpleasant things to combat and counter the rogue chameleons. So if the first things were to happen and the rogue chameleons tried to unleash a new war, we developed a weapon which could destroy the bases in their home city, if the worst were to come to pass. But now what that weapon, or one of the weapons at least, is in the rogue chameleon's hands. They can use it to spread destruction, not only on our world, but on your world as well. They can use it to destroy one of your cities, and they may do that with the reason to unleash war and chaos, so that they can begin the war for freedom on your world. They don't care how many people has to die to earn their so-called freedom. But remember, their freedom means suffering, and can at worst even mean the extinction of your entire species. Because that's what they believe is freedom, the freedom to choose your own path to destruction. So, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to give you a choice. You can either join the rogue chameleons in their destructive campaign for so-called freedom, which will destroy millions of lives, or you can be wise and help us main chameleons retrieve the weapon back and make sure your world stays safe. Yeah. Call us main chameleons a regime, autocracy, whatever you like, but we seek to help your world. And we realize that if humanity gets to choose their own path with no form of supervision of their future, then when humanity could risk choosing the path to our own destruction, much like the rogue chameleons. My point is, we just seek to help, so please, help us get the weapons back. Redeem yourself. Please, but it's your choice. I'm going to let you go now. I hope you make the wise decision. I truly do. Oh, hello there. I'm so glad you're safe. I was so worried, you know. I was looking behind me and you weren't there. I was like, oh no, he's been caught. I was like, oh no, he's been caught. And it's so good to see you safe. I'm so sorry I didn't come back to rescue you, but it was too risky, you know. The place was surrounded by guards and military with laser guns and stuff like that. Yeah, I just couldn't risk it. I'm so happy you got out safe. Yeah. So I suspect we'll let you go, right? We'll let you go. But you made sure you weren't full of it, so that our base isn't stormed by the main chameleons right now. Good, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you made sure of that. Although I suspect they have a different plan in mind. I suspect you met the main chameleon, or one of the main chameleons, am I correct? Yes. And we told you to steal back the weapon, didn't we? And we told you some things about how we wanted to use the weapons to, like, destroy civilization or stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure we did. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't entirely honest with you about what the weapon was, but it was necessary. I was afraid that if I was completely honest, you wouldn't have helped me obtain it. But I promise we're not going to use it to destroy anything in your civilization. We're just going to use it to sort of turn the tide against the main chameleons. You see, the main chameleons have a lot of these weapons and we threaten us, the rogue chameleons, and our cities with it all the time. But if we have just one of these weapons, then we have turned the tide, because then the main chameleons know that if they use one of those weapons on us, we will use it on them. So, I know they call us terrorists, but I mean it. We want your species the best, and the freedom to choose your own path. I understand if you think we, the rogue chameleons, aren't entirely trustworthy, but ask yourself this: do you think the main chameleons are trustworthy? I mean, we want to control your word. They may talk about how they want to benefit your word and help it, but how long before we take complete control of it? How long before you humans have nothing to say anymore? Exactly. One day we're going to reveal themselves, and then we're going to take over your word, and there will be nothing you can do about it. It will be even worse when it is on our word. And if you don't surrender to the power, we'll threaten to destroy your civilization with these weapons. If the rogue chameleons will use these weapons, that depends on what the main chameleons does to us. We hope to avoid involving your word in a brutal war, we hope. But it's up to the main chameleons, really. So we realize that you now have a choice, and we, the rogue chameleons, respect the choice of an individual. If you want to fight the rogue chameleons and obtain the weapon and give it to the main chameleons, that is your choice. You have the right to do that. But if you want to help the rebellion and continue to oppose the tyranny of the main chameleons, then I would appreciate it, and that is also your choice. So yeah, I suspect you'll have to think a little about this, make a few considerations about what's the right choice. I know what's the right choice. I believe you will be a great and valuable ally of the rebellion. But if you don't trust us, if you prefer the main chameleons, that is your choice. But now whether you are our enemy or our ally is now entirely up to you. I'll give you a period of time to think about it. Until then, and until you've made your choice, I wish you the best. And thank you for joining me on our adventure and quest today. It's always it was fun, despite you getting caught. Sorry about that. Anyway, wish you the best, and I hope you weren't followed. So one of the other agents at the facility told me that there's no signs you've been followed, so that's good. That means we won't have the main chameleons storming our base. That means we're placed their hope in you retrieving the weapon. But of course, if you join the rebellion, that will not happen. It's your choice. Anyway, good day to you.